Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today is of course Monday, which means we have a Max Monday event to do from 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. and that is of course today featuring Dynamax Grookey. Now unfortunately Dynamax Grookey can't be shiny, so we aren't going to be shiny hunting today, not at least on the Dynamax. We are going to be shiny hunting of course in the wild. It is currently the growing up event. Hey Darkrai Lover, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. So yeah, of course it is still the growing up event in the wild, so we're hopefully going to be getting some shinies today, but we'll definitely keep an eye out for those wild spawns. But Dynamax Grookey, of course, cannot be found shiny as of yet, so it's all about seeing if we can get a decent one for a Dynamax Rillaboom, which is one of the best grass types in terms of Dynamax, or one of the better grass types, should I say. I would say Venusaur is probably better than it as a Dynamax, and of course we have got the likes of Gigantamax Venusaur, but it's a nice one to have, trying to get a decent one of, and see if we can improve on what we've already got. So for the next 10 minutes or so, we will focus more on the spawns, and then those Dynamax will change. Hey, thanks so much for joining. Hopefully everyone is having a decent Monday. Maybe you've even had it off if you're here in the UK where it's a bank holiday. Unfortunately, I don't have bank holidays off. I have to work bank holidays, unfortunately, which really does suck. But oh well, it is what it is. We're here for Max Monday now. Now we did a live stream yesterday for around about 2 hours. We went live for the growing up event, and unfortunately didn't manage to get any shinies, which was rather annoying. Hopefully we can get one today. Let's see what raids are about as well. Now, this is a common thing as well during this event. Sinistea is on raids. As you can see there's one finishing in 10 seconds. But sometimes it appears as a shadow on me nearby. And I did wonder whether that meant it was the antique form, which is, of course, the rarer out of the two. You have the phony form and the antique form. Now, sadly, that shadow doesn't mean that is the case. Unlike Rockruff, when that came out, people saw a shadow on a Rockruff raid and they knew it was a dusk form because it was the same for everybody. With the Sinistea, if you find a phony form or an antique form off a raid, it isn't the same for everybody. It is random for every single person who does that raid. So you might raid a Sinistea and get an antique form. Your friend might do exactly the same raid and get a phony form. So completely random. Don't send invites out if you think it's an antique form or you've managed to get one. It is completely random. So do just bear that in mind as well. Right, so let's spin these Pokestops around here. And we will just see if anything needs reviving, which it doesn't. And then let's get going again. So we'll find out what the spawns are like up here in just a moment. And as you can see there is a Dynamax Machop on this first Max battle, but unfortunately we're going to wait until the Grookey. Now, Dynamax Machop, or Machop itself should I say, has just been announced as the Classic Community Day in May. So if you are missing out on Machop Shiny, really good chance to get it towards the end of May. So last weekend in May, it will have a Community Day Classic. So that is going to be the Community Day Classic later on in May. Super useful Pokemon, or the candies are definitely going to be useful, especially with a Gigantamax Machamp coming up. So even if you don't want the shiny from a chop at the end of the month, do the event anyway, and then you can earn the candies to power up the Gigantamax Machamp that you can get the same weekend. Yeah, I think Machamp's been around for quite some time now, so people probably have got the shinies already. There's quite a nice shiny though, shiny Machamp. Can't wait to see what it looks like when it's shiny and it's Gigantamax. Terrible throw on that one then. Or an excellent throw, should I say, but just missed out on a quick catch, which is rather annoying. So let's catch all these spawns around here, and as you can see, you've probably noticed already, extra small and extra large are definitely boosted during this event. There's absolutely loads about at the moment. So hopefully, not only can we get some of these shiny boosted Pokemon, but we can get some of different sizes as well. That'll be quite cool. Now a reminder, the shiny boosted Pokemon up until May the 7th, so that's on Wednesday, are Magikarp, Wimpod, and Swablu. Nearly forgot them. Magikarp, Wimpod, and Swablu are the 3 shiny boosted Pokemon of this event. Their shinies are boosted to around 1 in 64 to 1 in 128, meaning there are there's a lot higher chance to getting them as normal, because normally they are all 1 in 512. So it's a massive improvement to what the normal shiny rates are. And of course, you can grab yourself an extra small or extra large shiny, with that also being increased. Another good thing about this event is the amount of Rookies that are also appearing in the wild. It's very, very nice to see loads of Rookies about. Good time to get the candy for it. Really do like Rookidee evolution. Not yet evolved one, but I'm hoping to get a better one so that we can do just that. Let's just check to see if we have got any half decent Rookidees. So a couple of 3 stars. Don't think we've got any 4 stars. We'll be very lucky if we have. No, unfortunately not. 3 stars. And we have got a couple, not too drastic. The 96 one there, that's not too bad. Lucky one. So yeah, 96 the best one we've got so far. So that one could potentially get evolved if that still remains the best one we've got. So in terms of Dynamax Grookey, it should be starting in the next 3 minutes or so. And what we should see is all the Dynamax power spots changing to Grookey with an hour timer on. And Grookey is a level 1 Dynamax, which means it's going to cost 250 max particles to defeat. And also, it's a really good time to work on the Dynamax Suicune build-up challenge, because that has been released today. Dynamax Suicune will be on max battles this weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, Dynamax Suicune will be about. And to get some more particles ready in preparation for that, you have to do these challenges. And some of them include catching 5 max Pokemon, leveling up a max move 3 times, and win 3 max battles, of which win 3 max battles and catch 5 max Pokemon. We should definitely do that tonight. Win a max battle again, definitely do that tonight. And then the others, we can use the 3 particles each day to work on the other ones, so that by the weekend we can claim all of these particles that you can see here. So there's going to be 900 there and then 500 at the bottom. So 1,400 particles at the weekend, meaning an additional 1, maybe 2, depending on how many particles we've got left over at the weekend. And it's a 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 shiny chance for Dynamax Suicune. So we can hopefully grab the shiny at the weekend. You finished the masterwork research for Marshadow. That is awesome. Was your Marshadow any good, or was it disappointing? Mine was absolutely terrible, my Marshadow. Hopefully yours was better. To be honest, I'd feel very, very bad for anybody who got worse than mine. Let's just check out how good mine was. Marshadow, absolutely terrible. 12, 10, 14. There's no amount of ball caps which are going to make that better. That's for certain. On the final page, that is awesome. So last year I already had the Marshadow research, so this time around I literally just earn candy for it, which I've already done. I'm on, so Might and Mastery, I'm on page 5 out of 5, but the Dazzling Clean one, which is the shiny Meloetta, I'm on the 5th page, which is where, well, the 6th page is where we see the Meloetta encounter, but this is the last page. This 5th page is the last page where it is actually time limited, time gated, as they say. So therefore, I haven't got to wait any days in a row after this page. So hopefully, by the weekend, we can have our shiny Meloetta, and no doubt it will be terrible IVs, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. I'll definitely do a YouTube short so you can see the encounter animation and also how good it is when we get that. So we'll just catch these Pokemon here, and then it is just turned 6 o'clock, so this should be a Grookey. So let's go in on this first Grookey. So we'll just ready up. It is a level 1, so pretty much anything you go in with is going to defeat this Grookey. No need to worry about level 1s. And it is a good time to remind people as well, if you haven't already, please like the video, double tap on that screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and turn on that notification bell. We will be live again tomorrow for the Spotlight Hour, which is going to be Furfro, which is a very nice shiny to get. Of course, Furfro goes all black when it's shiny from the normal white, and it has multiple different forms to which you either have to wait for specific days, like the Valentine's Day form, or you have to go to certain places in the world and then evolve it when you're there to get the other forms. So it is one that you do need multiple shinies of if you want to try and collect the whole family. And I believe Furfro may even get an evolution on the new game. It has been rumoured on Pokemon Legends ZA that Furfro may get a new evolution. And if it does, that is going to complicate things even more. Now, we'll have to wait and see whether it means an evolution for all of them, or whether it just means a different form, an extra form, a bit like the likes of Eevee had Sylveon added later to it. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. That first Grookey, not very good at all. 587 on that one. Terrible, terrible IVs. And we should be able to do around about 5 or 6 today on the 3 particles. So we'll see how we get on with those. And we will definitely keep an eye out for raids as well, because yesterday, if you tuned into the live stream yesterday, we had a very annoying battle with Mega Houndoom. Now, Mega Houndoom can be soloed. If you want to do it, then it is quite difficult depending on the moveset of Houndoom. and also the weather. If you've got weather boost behind you, you should be able to do it quite easily. But without weather boost, like we were trying yesterday, it became a lot different challenge. So definitely something worth trying if you've got your free raid pass. But if you've not got your free raid pass, then perhaps worth doing it with a friend just so you don't lose that pass. So we'll catch this huge Grookey, and then we'll head over to our next Grookey. Let's just see what challenges we've got. Trade a Pokemon, evolve a Pokemon, power up a Pokemon 5 times. That's annoying that we've got a couple that are completely different. Let's just power up something and get rid of one of those challenges. So let's just power up a low level Magikarp. Won't cost us too much to do that. And we get a non-shiny Wimpod, annoyingly. And then evolve a Pokemon. Let's see what we've got to evolve. And Nimble. Let's evolve him. Now it is also 2 times evolution XP. So each evolution that you do on the game normally is 1000 XP guaranteed. During this event it will be 2000 XP. And if you put a lucky egg on, you'll double that even further to 4000 XP. So loads of XP to be had during this event if you've got things to evolve. Of course, everything in the wild at the moment, or most things, the shiny boosted Pokemon and also Whalmer, are 400 candies to evolve. So potentially not the best event for evolving Pokemon, but still it is there for everything else that doesn't cost that much to evolve. So there's a Dynamax Grookey across there, which we will probably head to. We'll head back the same way in which we came, and then we'll head down towards the others. So let's do that. So again, it's going to be another event-filled week on Pokemon Go this week. We of course got this growing up event going until Wednesday. I think we've then got another event starting later on in the week. Let's just check that out to see if that is right. So, of course, we have got the May Community Day as well this weekend. On Sunday, it will be Pour Me Community Day, 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. Then also we've got the Dynamax Suicune at the weekend, like we mentioned before, Saturday and Sunday. And that is all day on Saturday and Sunday. It's not like the Gigantamax where it's a set time or like a raid day. It's going to be all day. But the power spots will be changing more frequently. We'll do a video about that later on in the week and discuss the best counters to use for Suicune during that video. So keep an eye out for that on the channel. Also, other events up and coming this week. We have on Saturday, we have the Crown Clash starting, which is an event featuring Nidoqueen and Nidoking wearing a crown, as you can see there on the top of the screen. And also it's the evolution release of a King Gambit. So of course, Pawniard evolves into, let me get this right. So if we type in Pawniard and evolution, Pawniard evolves into Bisharp. Nearly got it. So Pawniard evolves into Bisharp, and then that will evolve again into King Gambit. So we'll have to see when that gets released how good that is going to be in the game, because it's a dark and steel type. So it could fare pretty well if its attack stats are high. So wait and see how good that is when it does get released later this week. So we're just getting closer to the second Dynamax Grookey of the evening. Tiny one here. Tiny Swablu. Now I'm wondering whether the extra small and extra large affect the Dynamax. Will we get an increased chance of it being extra small or extra large off a Dynamax during this event? I'm not too sure. I'll have to wait and see on that one. I know a couple of people in my community managed to get extra large and extra small versions of Kangaskhan on the raid day or weekend. That Mega Kangaskhan raid day on Saturday. So it seemed that they were increased for that. So are they going to be increased for tonight's Dynamax? We'll have to wait and see if we get any. Well, that is the second Dynamax down and out. Dynamax Grookey fainting out rather spectacularly, as they always do on the Dynamax. Another 5,000 XP though, and a 586. So I think that's around similar sort of CP to our first one. I think we need to be over that 600 CP mark to have any decent chance of it being any good. Let's just appraise that. And again, another 2-star. So yeah, we definitely need to be over that 600 CP mark to have anywhere near decent enough. Let's see if we can find another one and head towards it. And I really would like to get some redemption on Mega Houndoom if we can find one of those, but we'll keep an eye out and see. Let me know in the comments if you do want me to attempt another solo at Mega Houndoom. So rocket balloon, what have we got on this rocket balloon at this moment in time? It is Key, so let's try this. Hopefully it's a Ghastly. Let's fingers crossed. Hopefully it's Ghastly. Ah, it's Duskull. That's rather annoying. Still hunting for a decent Shadow Ghastly, so we can get a decent Shadow Gengar, but oh well, still waiting for that. Now talking about Ghastly, next Max Monday, a week today, will be Dynamax Ghastly Max Monday, which has never been featured in a Max Monday before. Most of these Max Mondays that you've seen, even Grookey today, has already had a Max Monday in the past, whereas Dynamax Ghastly has never had a Max Monday so far, so hopefully we can get some decent ones next week. Quite an easy win for the Darkrai there. Darkrai lover would be proud using that Darkrai. Terrible throw on that. Let's try again. So let's catch the spawns around here. It's normally a decent spawn spot around here. Got a couple of shinies in the past from this spot. Do need to clear out some stuff though, so let's just quickly clear out some stuff which we know we aren't going to evolve because they just cost too much candies to do so. Whalmer as well, another good one to get rid of, and also Swablu, another 400 candy evolution. So all these will go to the Professor and be ground up to little bits of candy, of which we can feed to other Pokemon of the same variant. A little bit of cannibalism going on, I suppose. So Kecleon on this stop. Quite a nice find. No shiny, unfortunately. With how hard it is to find Kecleon, you would think it would be a boosted shiny rate, but it isn't. It is full odds, 1 in 512 for Kecleon. So it's even harder to try and get that shiny. We've been lucky enough to have 2 shiny Kecleons so far. But that is complete luck because I definitely haven't seen 500 or more of them. So it's completely lucky to have 2 of them. The shiny. Still don't know who's shiny boosted Pokemon are going shiny for us today. Leader Cliff, let's defeat him while we are heading to our next Dynamax Grookey. Still got Cubone at the moment. There's another Rocket event coming up in May during the Crown Clash event. It'll be during the weekend of that. And that's when we will get new Rocket Leader Pokemon. So hasn't yet been revealed what they're going to be. It would be nice to get some new shiny Pokemon added to the Shadow. Get sick of battling these Cubones. We have had 1 shiny so far on the Cubone. But this time around, it's been rather disappointing in my eyes. The leader Pokemon, what they've been, isn't anything really that I've been wanting to shiny chase from these leaders this time around. So easy win against Cliff. We haven't even had any of our Pokemon faint out, which is good. Another 12-kilometer egg. And no shiny Cubone. 206. Don't know if that's a good or not. Can't quite remember the CPs on the Shadows for what is good or not. So 206 Cubone, is it any good? No, it's terrible. It is, I would say it's going to a Professor, but no, we're going to evolve that later when we have a Lucky Egg on. Make the most of that 2 times evolution XP, we might as well. Crabrawler from a 5k, rather disappointing 5k hatch. Let's put one of these 2ks on and see what we get from that. Hey, thanks so much for joining. Hopefully you're having a good day. Swablu, no shiny. Hey, Pokeflix, how are you? Thanks very much for tuning in on this lovely Monday. It's a lot cooler here in the UK than what it was over the weekend. Right, so there's another Dynamax Grookey up there. We'll start heading towards that one. There's a lot of 1-star eggs, should I say, about. Then we have got a 4-star. We've got a Mega Houndoom hatching in 10 minutes. Shall we attempt another solo with Mega Houndoom? That is rather awesome. Shiny Wimpod. and also a Hundo IV Score Bunny. It's a shame that Wimpod wasn't Hundo IV. That would have been amazing. Shundo Wimpod. That would have been pretty cool. But yeah, nonetheless, that is a very, very cool collection you've had today. Huge Whalmer. If you didn't think Whalmer could get any bigger, it can. Absolutely huge Whalmer. Literally headbutting the screen whenever it appears. Had a couple of those during this event so far. Now, how are we doing for particles? We have 380 available left to collect, and we are on 770. So we should be good for the next few Dynamax battles during this Max Monday. We may try and do a solo Houndoom. I'll have to wait and see. I'm definitely wanting to try and seek some sort of redemption for Houndoom. We attempted a solo 5 times yesterday and didn't manage to do it. Rather annoying. It was running Fire Blast as a a charge move, which meant it was very, very difficult to take down, even with a Primal Kyogre. We didn't really have a weather boost behind us either, so it was windy weather, the same as it is now. So we'll be in a similar sort of situation, but hopefully a better move set to go against to what we had yesterday. So it might be worth a try. Let me know in the comments if you do want to see me attempt another Mega Houndoom solo. Using our free raid pass as well today, so sort of might as well. If we lose it, we lose our free raid pass only, so no big detriment there. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you do want to see that solo attempt live on the stream in just a moment. First, let's do our third, and we'll start heading to our fourth Grookey of the evening. Hopefully we can start seeing some better RVs, because the first 2 that we've done so far this hour have been absolutely terrible. Both are 2-star. So we're hoping to see more than 600 CP at least to be within a 3-star bracket. 586 was the one that we saw last time on the second battle of the night. Let's see what CP this one is. So once again we win 5,000 XP and 607, so we are over the 600 mark, which is good. Very, very good to see that 6 right at the start of that number. So hopefully this will be a 3-star. It's just how good of a 3-star it will be. Let's appraise it and find out. So it has got attack. It's got 15, 14, 10. So the Hundo must be towards 620, 625, I would say, to get anywhere near that Hundo. Potentially I'm overshooting it now. It might be around 615, 616. We'll have to wait and see if we get any better than 607. We'll head down to this 4th one, which is just in this caravan park down here. So we've done some of the challenges from this Suicune lead-up event, and we will get a Dynamax Grookey from this as well. Now this one's 451, a different level of Grookey. So this may turn out to be better stats than the 607 we've had. This one will be a level 15, whereas the Dynamax Grookey we're getting off battles will be level 20, hence the CP difference. 451, it is another free start off for research. This time though, hasn't got attack, but we are looking at a 12, 13, 15 armor stat. So we're starting to get some 3-star Grookeys, which is good. Let's see if we can go one better than that and get that hundo tonight. Like we mentioned before, no shiny Grookey at the moment. It's not yet been released on the game. Grookey will, of course, at some stage have a community day. So we'll have to wait for that to happen first before we see any shiny Grookey. But until then, we can definitely go hunting around for the hundo during the Dynamax. And see if this 4th one brings us any luck in that respect. So 260 more particles to collect. Try and do another 2 max battles and then we'll claim the walking ones, which means we should be able to do an additional one for free by doing that. Tiny nimble. So let's get this one from a caravan park first. And after we've done this one, we may in fact do our daily adventure incense, because there's going to be a little bit of a walk to the next one. So we might as well get that going in just a moment. And see what we can get off that. Still not quite within range. Should be able to get it here. Yep, let's just jump in that. And we'll ready straight up as we have been doing all evening. Again, there's no need to coordinate teams with a level 1 Dynamax. Pretty much anything you put in as recommended will take it down, even if it's a first evolution. For example, if you are using Charmander or Squirrel Bunny against this, it should be very, very easy to take down nonetheless. Hey bro, thanks very much for tuning in all the way from India. That is absolutely awesome. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hopefully you're having a good day. So the 4th Grookey of the evening, 4th Grookey battle that is. Of course, we had that one off of research as well, but the 4th battle of the evening, is it going to be any better than 607? Nowhere near. Back down to the 500s on the CP, which isn't good in terms of the IV. This will probably be a 2-star again. So we're not getting very good luck in terms of stats tonight. And of course, there's no chance of a shiny, so no luck overall, which isn't very good. In fact, we didn't even appraise that one there. Let's just go back and appraise that and see just how bad it was. 580, absolutely terrible. Now, the lowest you can get off these is just like a normal raid. You can get 10, 10, 10. So that is the lowest you can get. And we've managed to get 10, 11, 12. So it does get worse, but not by much. So we are very close to getting the worst one that you can. Hopefully our luck improves on the next few that we've got to do this evening, but we've got a little bit of a walk to do, so let's put that daily adventure incense on and see if we can get any sort of luck with that. Can we get a Galarian bird spawning? First spawn is a bird, but it's only Swablu. Wimpod, tiny one, but no shiny one. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like the video by double clicking on the screen, and also subscribe to the channel as well. Nailing the excellent throws on these Swablu's. It's just that none on the gold, which is unfortunate. Terrible throws on a Zangoose. Come on, Zangoose, stop hitting us. There we go. Eventually throw a ball that actually hits it. Couple more Whelmers and a couple more Wimpods near us now. Nimble, still another shiny I really want. We managed to get one so far, not during this event, but the event where it first got released as shiny a couple of months ago. And it's not really been featured in many events since then, so it is a really good chance to try and get that shiny. It is full odds though, so 1 in 512. It's not something that's boosted during this event. Swablu, tiny one. That is boosted during this event, but we still haven't managed to find one so far. A tiny Swablu, but no shiny. Another tiny Swablu, so 3 tiny Swablus in a row there. You can definitely tell we've increased the odds for extra large and extra small. Virtually every other thing you click on is a different size variation. And as we say, there's a tiny Whelmer. So there's a couple of Dynamax Grookey here. Now we have completed some more of the Dynamax Suicune, but we're going to save these particles and try not to claim them until the weekend. That way we can do more Dynamax Suicune. Rather do more Dynamax Suicune than Dynamax Grookey, in fairness. Of course, Suicune can be shiny where Grookey can't be. full Pokemon stories yet again. Let's quickly clear some things out. Again, we'll focus on the things that we're not going to evolve. The likes of Whalmer, Swablu as well. Caught a few of those in the last few moments. And also Shellos, we won't be evolving any of those. And then also the likes of Wimpod, another 400 evolution. Not going to be evolving many Wimpods during this event. Now let's jump into the next Dynamax Grookey and ready straight up. So can we get any better than the current best one of the evening, which is 608 CP? Hoping to get better than that. Thought we might just get to a charge move then before we have to Dynamax, but unfortunately not the case. Dynamax Hundo Charizard. Very nice Hundo to get. Of course, would have been better if it was a Gigantamax, but still. Hundo nonetheless. So another Dynamax Grookey completed. And this one is over 600 CP, but not better than the 608 we had before. 602 this one. But the good thing is we haven't got far to walk until the next one. Nice couple of excellent throws there on those Magikarp. So we'll see what the next daily adventure incense spawn is, and then we'll jump in on this next Dynamax. Let's just see where we are with the particles, whether we can claim our walking ones. We can. Best off doing that now. It means we can do an additional one if we want to. And then let's jump in on this next Dynamax. So we should be able to do this one and one more after this. We'll have to wait and see as to what it's about, whether it's worth doing one more Grookey or whether it's worth doing another extra Dynamax tomorrow, or even using those particles to do some more of those challenges. So of course, the Dynamax Suicune challenges mean that you've got to unlock a max move, power up a max move 3 times. So some of those are going to require you to use max particles throughout the course of this week, and able to earn more max particles at the weekend for Dynamax Suicune. So we may save our particles after this one to do some of those challenges. So this potentially the last one of the evening. Let's have a quick look and see how good this one is. And then we can focus more so on this daily adventure incense. So Dynamax Grookey 593. So the IVs have not been good for us tonight. Rather annoying. but let's see how the ones that we've managed to get tonight compare to the ones that we've had previously. So first of all, we'll catch this, quickly appraise it, and as you can see, another 2-star, not very good at all. Anything below that 600 mark definitely seems not really worthwhile. So quickly catch some of these Pokemon, and then we'll check out what Dynamax Grookeys we've had already, even the ones that we've had before this event. So potentially could do with a bigger Wimpod to go on that power spot. Keep that in mind for when we next click on next extra large one. Do love the Stone Journey spawns here in the UK, of course UK exclusive. Very nice to have our own exclusive Pokemon here in the UK. And there is also a Swablu spawn there. So now we've checked, clicked and caught those, let's have a look at these Dynamax Grookeys. So Dynamax and Grookey will sort via CP. Of course, Rillaboom, we have evolved one already. It is a 96, so that's probably our best Grookey as of yet. The 607 that we had today is definitely up there. That was the 607 that we had today. The 607 that we caught previously was slightly different stats. As you can see there, 14, 12, 15. This one is a 15, 14, 10. So different stats, slightly different RVs. So overall, Grookey has not been very good to us. As you can see there, quite a lot of them are under the 600 CP mark, which, like we said, tends to be the cut-off period, or the cut-off mark, should I say, for the 3-star and going into the 2-star. So that's slightly disappointing, the amount of 2-stars we've had tonight, and overall in general with Grookey, but definitely the best one is the one we've already evolved. So in terms of Dynamax Grookey, that will be that for tonight. But let's keep an eye out for another Mega Houndoom. We've got one on a battle. I don't know whereabouts that is. Let's see if we can find out where that battle is. It is in fact up there, so we might be able to get to that one and see if we can solo it. Let's see if we can attempt that solo while we are still live on the stream. Might be worth a go with the free raid pass. See if we can redeem ourselves from yesterday's attempt. And of course, we will be moving, so that'll be good for the daily adventure incense as well. Got about 16 minutes left on that, so should all tie in nicely. I do hope for anybody watching that you're getting more shinies than what I am this event. Although we have got 3 shiny boosted Pokemon in the wild. Swablu, Wimpod and Magikarp. I'm not managing to get any of them shiny at the moment, which is rather disappointing. Especially not these last few days. I think we had a couple of shinies on the first day the event started on Friday, but other than that we've not had anything since. Just keep getting extra large and extra small of things really. None of those are going shiny though, unfortunately. Tiny Nimble. Would be nice as a shiny out. Tiny, shiny Nimble. It's already a small Pokemon. It's absolutely tiny when it's extra small. So nothing major exciting to report so far on the daily adventure in sense either tonight. We have still got 14 more minutes left to go on it. Hopefully we can get a Galarian legendary bird spawn on it tonight. Always forget how many hills there are around me where I live. Seems every time we're going live, I'm always climbing up a hill somewhere. Riolu from a 2 kilometer eggs. And it's extra small, which is a very nice added bonus. Unfortunately, again, the IVs follow the same sort of consistency we've seen tonight with the Dynamaxes. A lot of 2 stars, and this one, no different. 2-star Riolu, but it is an extra small, as we said. Pancham off the daily. Still a nice spawn to see Pancham, even though we did have that Fuzzy Buddy research day, whereas of course it had its shiny boosted. Another rubbish task, so we'll get rid of that. So Mega Houndoom is there. It's got 27 minutes remaining on it. May go the slightly longer way around to get to it, just so we can carry on doing this daily adventure in sense for a bit longer before attempting that solo raid. In fact, 25 minutes on one down there, so we'll stick to the original plan. I'll head to the one that's got the longer time on it. couple of new Pokestops up there as well, which haven't yet spawned. What research task have we got from this one? We got Trader Pokemon, but this time it's not an event one, so it's not guaranteed to be Tandemaus. We'll get rid of that one. All the tiny Whalmers. Another bird off the instance, but nowhere near the birds we're looking for. Huge nimble this time. Huge Trollblue right next to it as well. Still no shiny. So we're getting closer now to the Mega Houndoom, of which we're going to attempt to do solo again. Can we defeat it this time? It got the better of us yesterday. Is today the day where we're going to get our revenge on Mega Houndoom? Let's just clear out some more space. Constantly running out of storage at the moment. Definitely need to do some evolves later on to get rid of some of these. would be just my luck if we clicked on a Machop and it was shiny after it's just been announced that Machop will be the Classic Community Day Pokemon in May. So there's going to be loads of shiny Machops later this month during that Community Day. Glaring Bird, no shiny, but we have got a Glaring Articuno on the screen. It's definitely worth walking the different way round. Not an excellent throw either. That's not a good throw at all. It has shook twice. It broke out and it won't give us another chance. So Glaring Articuno ran away. We had it on the screen, but unfortunately it's gone. Hope to see much more of the other birds. We've had a couple of Glaring Articuno encounters over the last couple of weeks, but none of Zapdos or Moltres. Hoping to see some of those. Of course, Articuno was the shiny that we managed to get during the Vanillite Community Day just over a week ago. So we would like to see some more of the other birds to see if we can get those shiny instead. Mega Houndoom, we'll come back to you in just a second. We have unfinished business with you from yesterday. Let's just finish off this daily adventure incense. We've got a couple of minutes left on it. And we'll head back for that Mega Houndoom raid and try and solo it and do what we couldn't do yesterday and complete that solo all the way through. Huge fungus. Let's start making our way back towards our little bit of a rival it's becoming between us and Mega Houndoom. A continuation of what we started yesterday. The solo that we attempted 5 times yesterday and we couldn't just do it. We were right into a red, nearly defeating it every single time. And no matter what team we went in with, we tried with Primal Kyogre, keep on reviving that and try again. And we also went in with the likes of Terrakion as well, backing up that Primal Kyogre, Keldeo, and still not managing to do it. So let's see if this Houndoom has got a different moveset, which is hopefully going to help us in today's solo challenge. And hopefully see if we can, in fact, do what we couldn't yesterday and defeat it by ourselves. So let's just check that Nimble on the what will be the last spawn off a daily adventure. And then let's jump into this Mega Houndoom battle. So it is recommending Lucario, which does make me think that it hasn't got fire moves this time around. We had fire moves yesterday and it wasn't recommending Lucario. Of course, Lucario is steel and fighting. So if it has got fire moves, then Lucario won't last very long at all. So to be recommending Lucario is only a good sign. So let's go ahead and Mega Evolve one of these Lucario and have that right at the start of our team. So, Mega Houndoom, can we take this down today? Let's just rename this as Hound and just go through what we've got fighting type wise. Let's see what we've got in here. So we have got a couple of Galarian Zapdoses, but they aren't the best fighting types. They're okay, but not going to be super critical in this battle. We have got, of course, Mega Lucario at the front. We've got a couple Terrakions. We've also then got a couple more of Lucarios. Both of those 98s. One a Hundo and one a 98 shiny, but both of them up to level 50. And then we have got that Keldeo, which we're trying to level 50 out as well. So that is going to be a team that we go in with. Let's see if we can, in fact, do this solo challenge. First of all, let's find out what moveset Mega Houndoom has got in store for us today. Because if it has got fire moves, we will have to radically change what we are doing. But we are boosted by the weather, so potentially the weather's just changed for us and it's become partly cloudy weather, which is going to be very, very good for our fighting types. Mega Houndoom has got Crunch, which again is good for Lucario. That's why it was recommending it. Mega Lucario should deal with Crunch on a number of occasions and then eventually fainting out to it. Potentially one more Crunch will see us out now. Now we're down to that red health. And there it does, in fact, see us out. Terrakion now in as our second Pokemon, and that Sacred Sword again boosted by the weather, and that Sacred Sword on Terrakion doesn't charge up incredibly fast, so hopefully that will help us today as well. It may just come down to a fact of moveset against Mega Houndoom. Yesterday saw us really struggle against that Fire Blast, but it was running as a charge move. Today against a Crunch, seems to be faring a lot better. Again, Terrakion this time, a shiny one. Took us 106 raids to get a shiny when it first came out as shiny. And it was a 93 IV. We instantly maxed it out to level 50. And it makes a good fighting type again with that Sacred Sword, that legacy moveset that it can learn. So fourth Pokemon up now is our first out of two normal Lucarios. Of course, we've got that second Lucario coming in after this one, that 98 shiny one. This is a Hundo one, and maxed out to level 50, running two movesets, Power Up Punch and Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere, without no doubt, the best charge move for it, and Force Palm is the best fast move for Lucario. It got given that fast move after its Mega Lucario raid day. So here is that shiny one, the 98 shiny we just mentioned. And we are into yellow with more than 170 seconds remaining. So this is looking a lot better than what yesterday was. Of course, that changing moveset and also potentially the weather boost that we now got on our fighting types is going to be helping us significantly in this raid battle. And there we are with the Keldeo, the last but not least Keldeo. 93 IV, one of the best mythicals I've managed to get from the special research quest line. A 14-14-14, so hopefully something we may be able to use a bottle cap on and get our first ever Hundo mythical. That would be very, very cool indeed. But again, getting to those Sacred Swords quite well. We are working on this Keldeo, trying to get it to level 50, pumping as much Candy XL into it as we can. And it is withstanding Mega Houndoom pretty decently because of that water type. It's coping with its fast move very well, and also with those charge moves, but this time it will faint out after a couple more fast moves, and there it goes. So we'll quickly max revive everything we've just gone in with and go in with exactly the same team, running with that Mega Lucario first, and hopefully Mega Lucario can see us over the finishing line now. We've got 90 seconds just under on the clock, and we are well into the red. Just see how much damage each Aura Sphere is doing on that Mega Lucario. It's very, very impressive. The damage per second that Lucario does throw out, Mega Lucario in particular, is very impressive indeed. And perhaps the Mega Lucario won't see us over the line, but hopefully this Terrakion will do now. And what a change a day makes. We really struggled to take down Mega Houndoom yesterday with Fire Blast as a charge move and no weather boost. But today we defeat it with 55 seconds remaining. So a completely different result to yesterday. And it was definitely just a moveset we were going up against, plus not being weather boosted radically changed what we did in terms of yesterday to today. And this one, it looks like, is a boy Houndoom, and you can tell that by the size of the horns, bigger horns on the boy compared to the girl ones. So males, you can definitely tell a difference with the size of those horns. Well, 1485. Don't know if that's any good or not, but let's try and catch it as we're heading back down. Mega Houndoom was caught. No shiny, and it is a 91 IV, so 13, 15, 13 on the IVs of that Mega Houndoom. A completely different result, as we mentioned, to yesterday. Not being able to do it yesterday, but today did it with relatively ease, and hopefully we can do another solo when it's not weather boosted. As you can see there, it's 7 o'clock. We had that weather boost behind us just at the right time when we just went into a battle. We had that weather boost behind us. Change of weather at 7 o'clock compared to the windy weather that it was before. So that would have definitely made a huge improvement. We will definitely have to try that solo again while it's about on raids, just so we can see if we can actually do a solo without the weather boost behind us. It's a lot different story without a weather boost, as we saw yesterday, but we are getting very, very close to doing that. Now, in terms of today, on today's live stream, let's just see if we did manage to get any hundos in the wild during the walkabout while we were doing Dynamax Grookey. And in fact, we did actually get 2 hundos today. So we managed to get a hundo Swablu and also a hundo Wimpod randomly in the wild while we were doing that live stream. So that is pretty cool. 2 hundos during the live stream. That is very, very cool. Make sure to star those so we don't get rid of them by accident. And unfortunately, no shinies today. Just like yesterday, we really struggled to get shinies this event. As you can see there, since the start of the event, we had a couple of Swablu, or 1 Swablu should I say, and a couple of Wimpod during the first day on Friday. And then since then, we had Magikarp on the Kangaskhan raid day on Saturday. But since then, we've had nothing shiny. Now, we did obtain this from a lucky trade yesterday. Very, very nice indeed. A 98 shiny Gigantamax Gengar. Hopefully, we can use a bottle cap on that to get it to a Shundo. That would be an incredible Shundo if we can. But that today is going to be it for today's live stream. If you haven't already, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and turn that notification bell on. We will be live again tomorrow for the Spotlight Hour featuring Furfro. So again, tune in 5:45 BST time, UK time, to see us for tomorrow's live stream. So thanks very much for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks very much. Bye for now.